And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Cheryl Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On the latest episode of the Pop Culture Cosmos, which you can get right now on podcast outlets everywhere, me and the guys from the Super BS Gamescast, we argue over what year is the best ever for video games. We go back and forth, so you will find out the answer. Hint, I won. But okay, we'll just go ahead and let you know that the Pop Culture Cosmos has the answer on which year that is. You can find that out today at Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, as well, of course, Magic Man is here. He heads up our coverage. In fact, he was on earlier watching some games because he said he got bored. Boy, if I was talking back and forth all day long with Joe Soro on our WhatsApp conversation, I probably would get bored too and necessitate going on playback early. But he did head up our playback coverage on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. I always love putting that in there between what you two do all day long, the torment that you give us guys. But it is, of course, the Magic Man. He is a great part of what we do at playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Join us Sunday night for the Clippers. Yes, a rematch at the Crypt. Go ahead and join us at playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Our good friends, Alfred Esmond, Stone Hansen, Legend 350 from I Got Next Sports Media, all those great guys. Make sure you follow Empire Jeff TV, covering the Lakers and the Dodgers. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Yo! I think he has a birthday. No, it's Joe that has a birthday coming up. But Daniel Barry's, I think, was recently. I know whose birthday is today, though. But go ahead and make sure you follow and like all these guys. The Lakerholics crew, they will be here tomorrow. You see it on the schedule there. They will be here tomorrow at 11 to go ahead and praise the thoughts on Luka. Give him the proper, flowers he deserves. So go ahead and hear about their thoughts on Luka, where the Lakers are in the Western Conference, how high can they go in the month of March, and all that good stuff. So hear it tomorrow, 11 a.m. from the guys from Lakerholics.com. And then also, of course, all these great people and places and things. Please like and subscribe, but make sure you like and subscribe here. As soon as you're coming in, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. Plus also as well subscribe to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air. Even if you're a hater, you come in here and you spew, at least like it. You're here for like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, saying what you need to say, because you know you can't say it on Lakers Nation. You know you can't say it on Locked On Lakers. You know you can't say it other places or they'll ban you. But you say it here. At least like and subscribe to get the latest notifications of when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers Fast Break podcast, and, of course, also as well, don't forget to become a member for just $2.99 a month as well. Got a special surprise here as well. Kenneth Stone is here, represented as well. Before we get into the guys and what they think about tonight's game, wanted to go ahead and give you a heads up. It is, of course, the Lakers coming on a second night of a back-to-back, facing the dreaded Clippers. Now, the Clip Show did nothing today to help the Lakers as far as being a pain in their side, dirty play, trying to get under the Lakers' skin, physical, having the refs on their sides, bought and paid for seemingly throughout the game. I know I'm just kidding when I say that, but my God, at times it was like 8-on-5 with the way the Lakers were playing. But with that, again, we had on our side just enough, even with Austin Reaves checking out of the game with a calf injury. He's going to have an MRI done tomorrow to find out the extent, which has us concerned. Even with Rui Hashimura out of the game as well with his knee strain, we still got Luka, the birthday boy himself, and LeBron James. And it wasn't the prettiest of games, but the Lakers did get it done. They got ahead in the second half, and they kept the lead, even though the Clippers did get a little bit of a breather there for a second, but the Lakers did hold them off in the fourth quarter, once again providing a great defensive effort as the Lakers get the victory 106-102. LeBron James with 28 points, 13 rebounds. Again, 40 rolled on the second game of back-to-back. Got to give him his props for that. Also, got to go ahead and give props to Luka Doncic as well. Luka Doncic, 9 of 22, 3 of 9. Shooting still hasn't come around yet, but 10 of 11 for the free throw line. 31 points, 5 assists for Luka Doncic, even though he did get hit in the chest. I know he was rubbing his chest quite a bit. I know he got hit there and still hobbling around, but he did make it through on his birthday. Happy birthday to you. And it was a happy birthday indeed as the Lakers get the job done. 106-102. And here today to go ahead and talk about today's game are some great guests, including a Joe Soro convert himself as well. These two were battling it out for a little bit, but Joe converted him to the dark side, and I'm so sorry about that. But
what did you call me?
I was talking about Kenneth Stone.
Did you call me a convert?
I said he's a convert.
Don't ever call me a convert again.
I didn't say you were. I said he is. Kenneth Stone. Remember you two were arguing when you first met and he was on the show and he said you were crazy and blah, blah, blah.
I don't remember that,
stuff. No. And then he brought him on the show, brought him on the air. And then, he came to understand how you are. And now he's a big fan of yours.
I don't remember any of it.
That's par for
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That's par for the course.
You should seek help.
Yeah, you need help, man. You have so much hot air that you spew that you forget what everybody else says. But here today to go ahead and discuss today's game. Good man indeed. As Joe starts drinking, yes, we know. We hear
he's been drinking for a while. He just didn't start drinking, Joe.
Yeah, I know. Check out that Captain Morgan empty bottle he's got in his hands. Go ahead, Kenneth.
Oh, you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. I had you on mute because it was like...
welcome, Kenneth. It's been a while.
Yes. Always great to have you, Kenneth. But first up, first man here, it is, of course, the Magic Man, Sean Grice, the madman from Toronto. He did get out of Toronto traffic to stop on by, and there you go. Absolutely make Joe's life a living nightmare. Magic Man, great to have you here. It wasn't the prettiest of wins, but on a back-to-back, you shouldn't expect it. Lakers came in a little bit fatigued, a little bit injured, a little bit tired, but the birthday boy and LeBron James got the deal done, Magic Man.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Luca. Happy birthday to you. At least give me a hip hip parade, Gerald.
Hip hip parade. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Weird game. Got to win. That's all that matters. But yeah, a weird stat sheet, Gerald. I can't remember the last game. All the Lakers starters were a negative in the plus minus, and all the bench players were positive, and the Lakers won. So
and the Lakers only had 2 players in double figures, Magic.
That's it. So if you said those 2 things, I would be like, well, go. It's a back-to-back against the Clippers. You tried your best. But they pulled it out, man. This is all we care about, Gerald. This is all we care about is victories. Just stacking those wins. And it's great. It's a great feeling. Now, we didn't know if they were all going to be healthy or not, but they all gave it a go, and I'm glad they did. Gerald, I know we're kind of all concerned about Austin Reaves, but I didn't really see him tweak anything. I didn't see him grimace, or I think it was just better safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, it just maybe took a hard shot to the chest, but I'm hoping he'll be okay. And then, of course, the calf strain still. But yeah, he got it out on his birthday and got the job done.
And if I'm not mistaken, I also believe this is the first game Luka's gotten double-digit free throws as a Laker too. So it's only a matter of time before this shot starts falling, and everything's in its right place.
But he hit those 2 3-pointers in that fourth quarter, and then also got to the line regularly by being aggressive to the basket.
I would give the game ball tonight to the bench, Gerald, especially Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, and Trey Jameson. Those 3 guys played with a surge of energy tonight. It was really great to see. Trey is playing good minutes as the backup to the backup center right now, Gerald. He's I'm not sure. I don't think he's going to get converted. I wish the rules were that you could convert two ways, because I think both Trey and Goodwin would be eligible for that. But I mean, Goodwin tonight, Gerald, again, stellar performance off the bench. I think it's only a matter of days now before he gets the standard NBA contract. So, I mean, I really like our depth, and our depth was on display tonight. You didn't have Rui, you didn't have Austin Reaves. Luka's shot is what it is right now. It's going to come, but the guys played hard, man. They really did. And it's hard to score in the Clippers. I mean, for all the shit that we give them, they do have Jeff Van Gundy as a defensive specialist, and
Thank you, Jesus. Appreciate you subscribing. But I know that Joe, will you two? Oh my God! Go ahead, Magic Man. Finish up, my friend.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
We got a subscriber. He laughs every time it says "Yay!" A subscriber, even though he's heard it like 200 times now, he still like giggles like a little third grader every time that happens. Magic Man. Again, who we were talking about. Look who we're talking about. So it is what it is. You two play a staring game at each other. I'm going to bring it over to a good man indeed.
Please.
It is, of course, yes, but Magic Man, I'll bring it back to you. No worries, my friend. It is, of course, Kenneth Stone. Kenneth, the Joe Soro convert.
Hey.
Joe. He. Yes, drink up, Joe. Drink up. Yes, drink hearty. Great to have you here, Kenneth. You wanted to come on. It's always great to have you back on. I truly am blessed when you are. Your thoughts? Again, Luka on his birthday. He's 26, got 31 points tonight. Still, his shot hasn't come around to form as of yet, which I know still has the haters in full degree. But he found, like I said last night, found other ways to help this team win. Getting the ball to the basket, plus he, Gabe Vincent, and Jordan Goodwin combined got 10 steals. Yes, I know Chris Dunn had a field day on the against the Lakers side. I get that. But those three for 10 steals, the defense is still getting it done, even on a back-to-back, Kenneth.
Yeah, it's just, another scrubby. Probably a lot of people out there probably didn't think the Lakers would win, whatever the predictions would be. But I just got to start it off again before I start anything. You know, I've been to the people that's listening, the people down in the comments, man. I've been with you guys for 4 years now. I think going up since the bubble, and the bubble. And coming across you guys' podcast, I can only show appreciation first, who you guys are. Gerald, Magic Man, Canada, Joe, of course. He don't act like he want to remember me, but we like this. But just to lock in.
He does. He just says things like that.
Appreciate you guys' output on the Laker Nation, the Laker news, the Laker updates, the Laker just throughout the day. I listen to you guys throughout my work day. I be down in the comments, and I mean it's a juggernaut. It's a juggernaut. You know what I mean? And just to appreciate you guys letting me on here, Gerald, and just that's first and foremost. And before I tackle anything, it's just I just appreciate you giving me this time and space, and just appreciate what you guys do, man.
Appreciate you, my friend. Always. And again, I just cannot thank you for being a long-time follower of this show. We are indebted to you, my friend.
4 years, man. 4 years.
Yeah,
man.
Absolutely.
Hey, y'all
this is the point where
it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yes. Thank you. This is the point where Joe starts his little comments because he hates it when so many flowers are going they're not going in his direction. So, but your thoughts on the game, Kenneth?
Well,
you're my friend.
Oh my goodness. So much to tackle. As far as just tonight, with the Clippers coming into LA, coming into finally, this is what the second time I think coming into the Clippers coming into crypto. According to the seeding and all the pressure is kind of nearing the playoffs here in about a month now. Just looking at the game, looking at the team we got. Looking at the structure without AD, looking at the Clippers side, there's so much to tackle, and accordingly we'll get to that. But just looking at the game, I just thought it was an outstanding game. I mean, for it to be a Friday, nationally televised. I was overall just very proud of the Lakers just to represent LA, just get the win. What to get the win first and foremost, just to get the win against them. I didn't want to go to sleep tonight knowing that we lost to the Clippers. I don't know if that's anybody else but me, but other than that, we can look into it further. But just to get the win tonight, I was very proud of the Lakers.
Absolutely. Well said, my friend. Once again, it is, of course, the Lakers winning 106-102, escaping with the win. Defense coming through again. As Magic Man said, the bench giving us a lift defensively. Again, 10 steals between Luka, Gabe Vincent, and Jordan Goodwin getting the job done tonight. And here today to go ahead and talk about today's game he is a good man indeed. It is, of course, Drink Up Time with Joe Soro. It is, of course, the man behind, of course, Ox1947 at LakersBall.com. His game, of course, that you need to play, Corrupt, Coreupt on Steam. And then, of course, the company, if you are in the Southern California area and you need a new lawn or complete area transformed into something much more magical than it is today, go ahead and try Simblades. Simblades with a Y.com. Jeremy, Kevin Durant's been around for a few weeks. It's good. He's a good man. He's been all right with us. He's really cool. So funny because he's a Kings fan too. I love it when other fans from other teams come in here and be respectful in our chat like Kevin Durant is. So I give him all the props for that. It is, of course, Joe Soro. Joe, glad to have you here. We were talking a little bit last night about how we wouldn't have blamed the Lakers if they would have come in tonight and not been able to get the victory, seeing how Rui was hurt. Then watching Austin go out early, fact of this back-to-back, you have a 40-year-old superstar and another one just still getting into shape. But the Lakers, they found, despite all those disadvantages, the fact that it was 8-on-5 at times with the refs really making some questionable calls, the Lakers still found a way to get the victory. This is what good teams really do, Joe. And the fact that the Lakers are now 37-21, they're second place in the Western Conference. They're all tied up in the loss column between them, Memphis, and Denver. Things are about to get really interesting as we get into March, my friend.
Unusual stat of the night. I don't know if I've ever seen this. I'm sure it's happened, but I don't remember seeing it. The entire bench was a positive in the plus minus, and the entire starting lineup was a negative.
I already had mentioned that before.
And since no one knew this before I just said it, I want to kind of discuss more about it, because no one, really kind of usually pays attention to that kind of stuff. But maybe
I do.
Maybe that statistic doesn't mean much at this point. Vando had the highest one at 20, and he played 15 minutes, and he only took one shot, and he missed it. So tonight the third quarter was like a moment where I was just in amazement at how much energy and how much effort they were putting in.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And sorry, I had to take a drink here. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're tired or if the schedule is tough or not. When you see that kind of effort, especially from guys that are not expected to play that way, we saw something tonight, folks, that I think we need to start paying attention to a little bit. We saw a player whom was definitely coming into his own in Jordan Goodwin, but this was a little bit of kind of a coming out party for Troy Jemison. It wasn't like he was playing some dillweed at center. You're talking about a pretty damn good center and a team that can ball up front, and he was holding his own. He kind of reminds me of Durian a little bit from Detroit. He's got that kind of build. He's not as ripped, but he's got that build, and he showed some stuff tonight, and it was something to be seen, man. I got Very, very, very happy at seeing how those guys were balling. And then DFS was doing what he was doing. And Luka had 4 steals tonight. And Gabe Vincent had 4 steals tonight. And LeBron was switching like a madman, like he was about to, like when he was trying to win Defensive Player of the Year. When you see that kind of effort, even if they had lost tonight, and they would have lost tonight if the Clippers hit their open shots, which that's any team. It is what it is. But what happened, I think a lot of the reasons why they missed those open shots was because they had so much energy that they spent on the other side of the court that they just didn't have enough. I've seen it enough. I've seen it a lot in my time watching basketball. And when you play both sides of that court, and especially if you're an offensive type player like a James Harden, if you're killing yourself,
it's taxing.
It's very taxing. And you saw it towards the end. The game that you would want to watch in terms of how taxed a team was, Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals. Watch that game. And Kevin Garnett talks about how they couldn't do anything. They were completely spent at that point. I'm excited because this isn't an old team also. This is a very young team. This team is not going to stop playing like this. We don't want LeBron playing like this for 40 minutes a game, obviously. But these guys are all in their mid-20s, late 20s. These guys can ball like that. They're young enough to do it. And that's probably the most exciting part about that observation. Winning the game, I mean, what can you say, man? The Lakers seem to be building something here, guys. And Luka didn't have a good shooting night. Then all of a sudden I look at his numbers. I'm like, oh, he went 9 of 22? It felt like 5 of 22. But even when he plays bad or shoots bad, he's still dropping 30. So welcome to the Luka show. We're going to be watching this for the next decade.
Joe, I wouldn't go so far as to say LeBron can't do it for 40 minutes. He's shown in the past 5 games that he can. The offense has changed quite a bit. And I know a lot of people can't see it because, we watch a lot of basketball and a lot of people don't have time to pay attention to the minutia, but the offense has changed significantly, Joe. Yeah. LeBron doesn't hold the ball for very long, Gerald, if you notice, with him and Luka out there. It's usually 3 or less dribbles, and he's usually touch passing as much as he can because he knows he can use his athleticism as an advantage as a mismatch off the ball. We're slowly figuring it out. They've already figured it out. They're like him and Luka are obviously on another level now when it comes to figuring out what they want to do. But it's pretty obvious that LeBron is very comfortable deferring and using his athleticism off the ball. We've seen it, Gerald. He's shooting over 67% from the field with Luka out there, 43% from 3. So LeBron is finding ways to get open and get into spots that he can work. It's working. It's a slow cooker. We're not going to see it fully cooked until April or May, but the offense has changed and it's moving in the right direction.
I mean, Jared, I'm just looking at this team. Like, if you look at the Lakers, if we want to say what the Lakers are now, pre-AD, post-AD, considering like, I remember times, Joe. I remember times being in this chat. I mean, I've been back here since before Westbrook, and we've talked about bad games between the Lakers. AD standing in the post, slacking, throwing his arms up, just being lackadaisical on defense, and just like looking at that team in that retrospect, and accordingly to now, like we want to dive into it, like pre-AD and afterwards, and now having Luka, and with him not being on the floor, and I'm looking at just everybody's movement. And we're looking at the game at the way the Los Angeles Lakers are looking right now, just playing basketball. Like, I agree with you, Matthew, man, just how everything's rotating, everything's just going. LeBron's getting more energy off of just like not having to have the ball so much because of obviously Luka. This is just another subject in itself. It's just like man, I'm looking at the game. It's hard to, at one hand, to be excited based on what's happening because of that and what's actually happening because we have Luka Doncic on the Lakers with LeBron, even though according to his age, but like I look at this game example, I'm just like, man, like look, I'm like excited. It's just like crazy because I'm like, man, like LeBron without having, it's like I look at it as this before when we had AD, we had to always had to pass the ball inside the paint to AD. And after games, we would lose and we would get on here and Joe, you'd be like, man, trade AD. And I'd be like, man, I agree. Down in the comments, like trade AD. Like, how much can we rely on AD getting 30 and 20, sometimes 20 and maybe 10 some nights, and just like without him, it opens up the floor, it opens up everybody, their movement, and now, oh my goodness, like we got to really talk about the openness of how the Lakers look against, especially in the fourth quarter against opposing teams, because in the fourth quarter, it looks like honestly no team can handle us in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely, but. Nick, yeah, it's not bashing AD bashing. It's him sharing his opinion. If you don't, especially Nick, as someone who is not actually on board with the Luka trade, as I'll get to Joe, I'm going to bring it back to you in a second here. We allow you the platform to go ahead and say what you feel, your opinions. So conversely, again, if someone has a differing opinion from you and is saying in a respectful fashion, just like Kenneth did, please, it's not AD bashing. It's the fact that we have been saying Stone was on it 2 years ago. Stone was the first one to say it. Sean and I were on it at a later point in time, but this season, we said the window's closed with AD and LeBron. I think it's about time to get the best assets you can. We didn't think Luka would be on the table, okay, for Anthony Edwards or otherwise, but we didn't think Luka, but just think about trading AD or seeing what kind of assets you could get for AD. We had said that. And then in January, Joe, who was a longtime supporter of keeping AD on the team, started to think that way as well. That's the reality of it, Nick T. So don't try and manipulate or change things or change history, because that's on this show. That's the way it is. Again, I understand that there are still lots of people. Hold on, Magic, because I'm also going to get a joke because somebody made Lloyd Avenue made a comment on Joe. Yeah. Magic is the reason why Lloyd Avenue said a comment to Joe that I like him to respond to. So again, if you're still not on the Luka trade, that's fine. I respect your opinion on that, but please respect ours as well. It goes both ways. Joe, Lloyd Avenue, guy who didn't show up for the Denver game when Luka balled out and made Lloyd Avenue look pretty stupid. Today, again.
Never heard of her.
Yes. Still saying, still talking to smack about you and your opinion on Luka. I'm going to give you a chance to respond before I get it to Magic. But yes, your thoughts on it, because again, on his birthday, no, he didn't get the shots from the outside until it counted the most in the fourth quarter. But the fact is he was aggressive, took it to the line, 11 to 12 free throws, 31 points. I don't know how much more Lloyd can actually ask of an individual on a back-to-back like that. And by the way, we won the game as well.
Yeah, what'll probably happen is in 2028, when the leap year is back, and the Lakers win the championship, and Luka wins Finals MVP for probably the second time at least, there's going to be people out there going, "Well, he can't win it when there's no leap year." I mean, the people have the amount of things that have secreted out of an asshole of people. To make an excuse on why somebody wins or is successful that's
a YouTube strike, Gerald.
It's quite extensive, and if you continue to pay attention to those things over and over and over again, then they've met their goal in taking your attention away from normal stuff into shit. It doesn't matter anymore to discuss AD and Luka. It's over. It's done. Luka Doncic is an LA Laker, and he's performing. And he's going to continue to perform. And he hasn't hit his stride yet. That is a fact. Because if this guy starts getting into Luka Magic territory, you guys are probably going to not show up anymore because there's no point. What are you going to say next? Well, the only reason why he's good is because he's from Slovenia. Is that going to be the next excuse? Well, that's what they do over there. He's been a pro since he was
champion.
The amount of excuses that people conjure up in their heads for everything. It's not just basketball. It's everything. In the end, losers talk about winners, and winners win. And right now, the Lakers are winning from every facet of this thing, from top to bottom, from the ownership to the general manager to the management to the coaching to the players to the fans. And I would have never said that in October because that's not what was going on.
Dude,
but what they did was
like months, years ago, like we were talking about, we'd be in the chat, we'd literally be like, oh, we're going to make a trade. Who can we do? General management, who can we make a trade for? Who would ever have thought, even if we made a trade, it would be Luka? Man, this is crazy.
It still is hard.
In my view, it's the most unprecedented. It's one of the biggest botches, if not the biggest botch I have ever seen by an organization.
Go ahead, Magic. I'll get you bring out right there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to point out something to Nick T, who conveniently was going after Kenneth over opinion about AD, which I found to be quite accurate, actually. I mean, like, so there were some games where AD. So let's talk about this. So there were some games where AD wasn't averaging 15 shots a game or 20 shots a game. And who respectfully is that on? Mostly, Gerald. That's on AD. He's part of the game. He's part of an offensive game plan. It's him and LeBron.
Remember when LeBron wanted him to step up and become the alpha, and he never wanted to do it.
Yes, and if I'm going to pass you the ball, I want you to want it. You got to want the ball. AD was very passive offensively. Like we knew that, like we understood it came with the territory. Guy's a bomb ass defender.
All right, scored 25 and 13 and whatnot.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Right. And you know, it's not coming from a place of unprecedented history. You know, KD banged with a lot of power forwards and centers when he had to play on both ends. Akeem, Pat Ewing, I could go down the list, Dwight Howard. So it's not as if AD was the first big who ever came into the league that had to bust his ass defensively, and maybe he wasn't feeling it on the offensive end. Luka does it on both ends, and he saves his energy defensively because playing NBA offensive basketball, Gerald, it's one of the most taxing, energetic activities in the world. It takes a lot of energy. And quite frankly, if AD wasn't up to snuff offensively, that's really on him. And so it's on him, first and foremost. Like, don't look at anybody else except him, first and foremost, because he was the one not calling for the ball. He wasn't the one being aggressive. I never saw LeBron pass up a look, even though he was tired. Might not have made it, but Brown wasn't going to pass it up either.
Again, AD, you know, a truly brilliant career with the Los Angeles Lakers while he was out there. I'm never going to take anything away from him. He helped us get a chip. True, you know, again, even this year, he started off the season playing at an MVP-like level, top 5 MVP player-like level. Kind of regressed a little bit, but still, he was 25 and 12 when he got traded to the Dallas Mavericks. That's nothing to sneeze at. But the thing is, this team was not going to win a championship with him and LeBron. That ship had already sailed. I don't know how many times you guys that are haters still out there don't realize the fact that they were not going to win a chip together. They had been building and rebuilding and tearing down and rebuilding for years and never got back to the finals. They got to the Western Conference Finals, but they never got back all the way from where they were in the bubble. And again, it just was not going to look like it because, again, AD getting up beyond 30, You don't know how long he was going to play because, again, he signed that extension early, so we don't know exactly how good his body is going to hold up. Why did he sign that? He had more money left on the table that he left off, but he signed it real quick because he knows his body better than anyone else. So he knows he might have a limited amount of time out there. And again, when you're offered a player the caliber of Luka who can still get 31 points for you in a game and only shoot 9 of 22, but still get the victory for you, still do what it takes to win, despite him having an off game shooting, despite you guys going ahead and keeping on trashing on him and all that stuff, despite his defense. Yes, could his defense be better? Absolutely. But still, he gave you what he needed to give you to get the victory. He hit the clutch 3-pointers early in that fourth quarter to get the Lakers a gap ahead. It's where you guys are missing the point. And fine, you can continue to miss on the point. We'll just go ahead and reap the rewards of the best trade ever for the Lakers in NBA history. So I'll just leave it at that. But Kenneth, let me bring it back to you, my friend. Some concerning injuries for the Lakers. First off, it was mentioned after the game, JJ Redick mentioned that Rui Hashimura has left patella tendinopathy in his knee, and he'll be reassessed by the team in a week. Thank you, Natalia, as well for that. She should get co-credit for that. Also, as well, during the course of the game early on, the guy who's been playing at a real high level.
Wait, what's going
on? Man, I don't know what's going on there. Austin Reaves, he got hurt early in the game, and he is going to be reassessed tomorrow after an MRI. Just making sure, Magic Man. You know what, Magic Man? I'm not Joe. All right, please.
Well, address anybody in the comments. I just feel like this. Like, we know.
What did you say, Gerald? I'll kick your ass, boy.
Oh, I'll kick yours right back, dude.
Look, we know AD's been all world, but like as far as like the last I was in my mind, I was thinking before AD had probably got to the Lakers when he was at New Orleans, and we know that was like over 5-6 years ago. You know what I mean? And so towards when he was at New Orleans, getting like a lot of 30-point games and still being injured, and 40-point games and still being injured. Injury was no doubtedly it's still when he got to the Lakers. I just look at it now like. I'm gonna just be honest. Like I would literally get on this podcast night after night. I would be on this podcast night after night. And I remember hearing you, Joe, like, dude, there would be sometimes just AD would just walk off of just defensive blocks or just effort and effort. And all the times of like, I'm not knocking AD as a talent or what he's capable of, but it's just what this team is pre Luka, and now that we have Luka, I'm just saying, like, if we're talking about the success of what we want, everybody in the comments, in the chat, and overall, we want Lakers to win a championship. So to get that done, let's just be honest and say, like, can we really say to ourselves that with the existing AD right now, that you would actually take back AD for Luka Doncic and give him back to the Dallas Mavericks right now? I don't know if I would, per se. I wouldn't. But to see how the Lakers are playing right now as a group, as a team, man, not that he wasn't a part of that. We know he won a championship. Not to diminish everything he's meant to the organization. That's not what I'm meaning. But as basketball, the Lakers would over game and game, they pass it into AD. They pass it in. Not the production wouldn't be so well every night. His assists wouldn't be so well every night. His rebound wouldn't be well every night. And just compared to having Luka, man, it's just when you look at the game, I could just see a way different, like how all these players are being able to come in off the bench, come into the game, transition around each other, and produce as a whole team compared to like I'm sorry, but I think we would actually sacrifice, like, let AD get 40 and 20, and we might lose. But now that we take that away out the equation, now we got Luka in here that can just, though he might get 20 or he still not met his capability. Let me slow down because I'm still excited about this team. It's just like even in the minute that Luka's doing compared to AD at his maximum, I'm still seeing a positive gain with Luka comparatively. It's not just put AD down. It's just like we focus so much on AD that sometimes though we got 40 points and 20 rebounds, we still lost. But we still winning with Luka still getting like come on, man. Y'all gotta hear me, man. Y'all gotta I just see a positive with Luka compared to AD. It's not no knock against AD.
No, it's not at all. Again, he appreciate everything that he did for us as a Laker, but again, when you're offered one of the top 5 players in the NBA, you got to go ahead and make that deal.
It's hard. It's also very, very difficult, almost impossible, to make your teammates better when you're playing defense. When you're a defender, Victor does not make his other teammates on the Spurs better. He is an incredible individual defender, but it doesn't correlate in a team success defensively. You know, Dikembe Mutombo was a great defender, won a lot of Defensive Player of the Year awards, but a lot of those teams just went out in the first round because you need more than one guy back there. And whereas, like Kenneth said, it's just apples and oranges. That's all it is. AD is a good tasting apple. Luka is an orange. Oranges are different. You have to play differently. You have to have a different diet with an orange than an apple diet. That's just the way it is. And Luka makes everybody else around him better offensively.
When Luka hit that shot the other night, Luka hit that shot about the foul line, but the assist by LeBron James. Oh my God, that was an example for me. That was a nail.
Yeah, it's like psychic energy, Kenneth. It's like no matter, like we were talking about it the other night. It's same with Kobe. Like even if Kobe had shot 5 for 25, the game on the line with 3 seconds left, it was going to be 6 for 26.
Exactly.
By the way, Mason Plumlee just
AD back over. It's like, oh, I want AD back over Luka right now. I just think that's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. No, again, and this team, Joe, getting it back over to you once again. It is the Lakers winning 106-102. Robert Wheeler is asking his Robert Wheeler question of the day. He almost cursed us, but he didn't because he was predicting victory already in the fourth quarter. But Lakers got it done, 106-102. He's asking you, Joe, if the Lakers will maintain a top 5 defense for the rest of the season. Do you think that's possible? Because, of course, we've talked about already on the show repeatedly since January 14th, the Lakers have been either number 1 or number 2, depending on how you look at it, with or without AD, in regards to their defense. Do you think they can maintain a top 5 defense the rest of the way, Joe?
I don't see why not if they continue the effort they had tonight and throughout the month. It's been a whole month. Why would it change? And these aren't old guys other than LeBron. This isn't an old team. This is a young team that actually has some athleticism, despite some of their concerns in scoring or running plays on a consistent basis. But there's no reason. And you also have to factor in that J.J. Redick has these guys mentally locked in. You can't forget that. This JJ's gotten through to these guys, and they're talking and they're moving and they're anticipating and they're rebounding. Sometimes when you play a little aggressive, you saw some bad fouls, but that's out of aggressiveness. If it's tough sometimes to yell at somebody for making those kind of plays when they're trying to give so much effort and they end up causing more harm. It's just you might have to take a hit there sometimes,
Joe.
Because
Wayne Gretzky's got a great quote. Okay, he said, "When I was playing, my dad always taught me don't go where the puck is. Go where you think the puck needs to go." And that's kind of like Luka is with the basketball. Don't go where you think it's going to go. Go where he's going to put it. And that's the way they're playing. It's a different kind of focus. It's anticipatory. He did it defensively tonight. he read a lot of passing lanes, and he's getting a lot of steals because he is playing cohesive. He's doing nothing differently than what he did in Dallas. He's just playing in the Lakers system.
The easiest analogy comparison that you can put on Luka is he is a chess player who's 2 or 3 moves ahead of you every single time. The stress, even when he's not shooting well, the possessions that guy controls and how much stress he puts on a defense over a 48-minute span takes its toll. If you don't believe me, look at the Clippers and how they were playing towards the end. They couldn't put the damn ball in the ocean if they were in a boat. They couldn't because they were tired. They were taxed. Maybe not physically, but sometimes it's mental. Sometimes mental comes in. They're like, you imagine just beating your head over and over. Oh my God, oh my God. At some point, your brain is going to turn into mush. So it's not simply just, oh, did Luka shoot well? Oh, did Luka complain? Oh, did Luka hurt himself? It's none of that. Every time Luka's on the court, he puts tremendous stress on the opposition. Now, to look at this from the LeBron setup, I saw a good amount of Miami Heat basketball when he was with Dwayne Wade, but Dwayne Wade is a striker. He puts stress on a team like a normal 2 would be at that time. And that's a problem too. But to me, when you have 2 2s, sort of, even though LeBron's more of a point guard, but he's still a guy that scores. He's a guy that's going to go to the basket. He's not necessarily as much as I think it's a fallacy that he is a pass first type player. I don't think he's ever been that. And that's not an insult. You can't be a pass first player when you score 41,000 points. You can say maybe it's even at best, but he is a basket maker. And he just so happens to distribute too. But to me, he's always been a scorer. He's always been a guy that can get to the basket at will and make baskets. And then you have another guy on that Miami team that does somewhat the same thing. It's not the same as Luka. You had a little bit of it with Rondo, nowhere near Luka, but Rondo put so much stress on a team when he was on, because he was always off and on during the year, right? Even during the playoffs. But when he was on, he put so much stress. When he started hitting those 3-pointers, you were toast. If he starts hitting 3-pointers, you're done. You're not going to be able to do anything. So it's not an accident that LeBron had an amazing year when he had someone like Rondo kind of playing the point. And then you look at somebody like AD, since everybody keeps talking about this. Jesus, guys, just because we're happy about this trade doesn't mean we dislike Anthony Davis. I like Anthony Davis. I'll always like Anthony Davis. Y'all know this, okay? A lot of it is because I like how he is in general. He's very, very charismatic. He's very, he's not bland, but he's not also eccentric at the same time. If you ever watch him in video in interviews, he's very, very eloquent. He's very it's not like, well, yeah, we give it 110%, and then I like guys who don't give you the company line, yet they can still give you the answer, and it's like, I got something out of this answer. AD is one of the few guys in the NBA in general, whether he's a Laker or not, that can do that. And of course, I watched him play at his peak, in my view. It wasn't 2017 or 16. To me, there was no better center in 2020 than there was no better big in 2020 than Anthony Davis, and that resulted in a championship. And he'll always be a Laker legend for that. However, folks, age matters, mileage matters, and unique talent matters. Luka Doncic, as great as AD is, and he is going to the Hall of Fame, he is won at every level, every tournament. He is nowhere near going to be able to put the kind of pressure on an opposing team like Luka Doncic. And Luka just turned 26 today, folks. You guys got to really come to grips on what that means. This guy didn't even shoot well tonight. He dropped 31. That doesn't happen to everybody. When you have a bad shooting night, you score 12 points. This guy scores in his sleep.
I had a bad shooting night, got triple-double. I had a bad shooting night, got 30 points.
This man has been in the league 7 years.
We're 6-2 since the Lucas trade, but here come the haters.
28, 8-8 for a 7-year career. He could retire tomorrow and go to the Hall of Fame in 5 years.
Gerald, can I say something?
Of course, Kenneth.
I just feel like on the topic, like compared to like when you think when I see when we had AD, we'd have the ball go into AD, whether it was by Austin Reaves or LeBron James. AD would do his step back and he would do his dribble backs and he would, turn around, and rarely was when the ball was given to, at least in my opinion, when the ball was given to Anthony Davis, he was given the ball to score. When I see Luka out there, I'm seeing Luka pass it back to point guard, to shooting guard, back to back. Like the rotation of the ball it's going in and out so much compared to AD. Everybody's having such a opportunity and create so much space and the opportunity of a great shot comparatively that I just think it's creating more offense and better transition of the ball for the Lakers. When AD, they come down, LeBron, he would stand at the key, float his way down, slowly step up, pass to the AD, get the screen, and then AD, he might miss, and that's like 24 seconds of the shot clock. But in 24 seconds of a shot clock with Luka Doncic, you got 4-5 people touching the ball, and all of them can shoot. Like, I'd rather have that all day. And we got I forget his name, the guy with the mask. Oh man,
Goodwin.
Oh man, he get the ball out of like 3 rotations of passes, and I'm just like, is nobody seeing this? Of how like 3 people didn't touch the ball before him, and he's cashing a 3, and I'm just like, we weren't getting this when AD was on the floor. If the ball was past AD, and between him and LeBron or Austin Reaves or maybe Hassan Rui, the ball was going back down the court. So I just think that just gives the Lakers more opportunity to score and be a juggernaut of the offense. And since then, getting Luka, teams is having trouble with the Lakers. Maybe I'm the only one seeing it without AD. Teams is having trouble with the Lakers without AD.
They're packing a lot of it on the inside. They're supporting each other. They're making it harder for people to drive in the lane. They're giving up a lot of 3-pointers. So right now they're just gambling that the other team is just going to be able to not be able to hit as many 3-pointers, but they're making it very hard. Once you get beyond that 3-point line, they're making it very hard. They're closing those lanes with quickness and speed and hands that they're continually trying to go ahead and get in there and disrupt. And they're doing a great job. But we saw 10 steals tonight by three guys, Luka, Goodwin, and Vincent tonight. Again, I know Chris Dunn was on the other side disrupting it for the Clippers, but tonight you got to give credit for the guys that were coming off the bench, and that's exactly what I want to say, Joe. As the Lakers again win 106-102, they're 37-21. They're 1 game out of second place in the Western Conference. Want to ask you this, Joe? Only 2 players in double figures tonight. The birthday boy, Luka Doncic, and of course, LeBron James. You need a lot of support. And the fact is, Jackson Hayes, only 1 rebound tonight. So how did they get it done? They got it done with a lot of support from the bench. The bench themselves got increased minutes tonight, and it paid off, Joe, with a great supporting effort that helped lift this Lakers to a victory tonight, Joe.
Well, the Lakers have allowed only 100 points a game for the last 6 games. That might sound like a lot 10 years ago and beyond, but now the average, I would say the average is about 110.
110 to 112.
110, 112.
I looked it up the other day. It's 113.7.
That's a hell of a difference, folks. That's a hell of a difference, especially considering the Lakers were allowing, I think, 112 a game most of the year. And when you eliminate 12 points or 13 points from each game, and then you add someone like Doncic who can score 30 points in his sleep. AD can score too, but he can't score like Luka. It's just not. That's not AD's game. He's not going to score 30
he's
a game.
He's not a microwave scorer.
No. And we also have to come to an understanding that times change. The way the NBA is played now is more conducive with the skill set of Luka Doncic versus Anthony Davis. We think sometimes now, oh, we got a big, get to the block, give him the ball, and let him cook. Those days are gone, folks. Those days are gone. AD, had he developed a jump shot like Jokic has a jump shot that's fear-inducing, even though he's not a shooter per se, but he is a threat there, which AD necessarily isn't. And it's not a coincidence that the 1 year he did shoot well and was a threat was the year they won a championship. I think if AD had developed a jump shot in the last 10 years of his career, he would have likely won an MVP.
If he had a little, not a lot, a little, if he had a sprinkling of Karl Anthony Towns in his offensive game, he'd win multiple MVPs.
He would, and that would be more in tune with what the NBA is now, how the court balance, works. Because when a team scores on the Lakers, there was almost like this, okay, we kind of know what the Lakers are going to do here. LeBron is going to go ahead and get the ball. LeBron's going to bring the ball up. And then guess what? LeBron, if certain plays aren't developing, LeBron's going to dribble. It's going to be ISO. He's going to shoot it, right? Or he'll go to the basket. And, hey, that's okay. He'll make it sometimes. Sometimes he'll get to the basket and we're happy. Or maybe he might even get to the basket or close to the basket, find Jackson Hayes for an easy dunk. That's great. Problem is, it's not consistent enough. They don't fear that. There's going to be less of that than more of it, right? Then you have Austin Reaves, right? Who's a pretty darn good ball handler considering his skill set and his athleticism. And he can get to the block and hit a couple of and ones. The problem is there's only a couple. Even if you're lucky, you'll get a couple. One here, right? And then after that, it's like, well, just stick a couple of really good athletes on him, and he's not going to be as comfortable. He's going to expend a lot of energy, and now his defense is going to suffer. So let's fast forward to what the current Lakers are. Now you have a guy. I'm sounding like Chris Collinsworth, Jesus Christ. I didn't know how else to say it, but it came out that way. You have a player now. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what he's going to do. You have no idea what he's going to do. Every single time he's on the court, you go back. You don't know what this guy's going to create. You don't know what he's going to do. That's stress, guys. That's a stress that it's hard to focus on, especially with the attention spans of today's person in general. It's very taxing. Very taxing. Oh, and then you got to go and score yourself. And the Lakers are playing like pit bulls and Dobermans right now. Yeah, it's not an accident that the Lakers came in the last two games and played the way they played and won because they're wearing these guys out.
Man, we're so unpredictable. I think versus opponents and anybody that's coming up to face us, whether the scouting report is this or that, I think whatever, all the versatility that we have from the starters to our bench, like, and minus, health-wise, what we are capable of each game, if everybody plays his hardest and brings their effort, like, I think it's coming to a point when obviously we're going to keep gelling as we get to June. If we get to June, we don't get to June. But it's just like teams, they're not there. If you would go back to, what was it, October 28th when the season started, and the field of NBA was saying we're going to be prepared. They knew they were getting a LeBron Laker team, but to say in fast forward months later that they're going to be ready and prepared for a Laker team with Luka Doncic, they don't know what to do right now, and I love it. I think that we shook up the whole world of the NBA, and like in terms of unpredictability and come to the playoffs. what JJ does and how our coaching staff does, and I say our, we ride, we Lakers all the way. It's just how this is going to go. I think how it's going to play out. I think it's honestly an advantage that we out of nowhere just got Luka, and nobody knows how to play the Lakers right now, but we know how to play everybody else because we have. Man, we scary right now. We scary. We scary.
Well, that's a great point. That's a great point too, Kenneth. Because we do have a coach who is more offensively minded. So as teams pick up more tendencies on film, JJ, Luka, and LeBron just add more to the offense, and you can create that confusion. And that's a great point you brought up. And by the way, Gerald, before we book on out, I need to get this on record. Congratulations to LeBron James. You outlasted Skype. Your NBA career outlasted Skype. That is a huge accomplishment.
God, this is LeBron been playing so long. God, people got to notice this dude's been playing since Bush was in office. Crazy.
Like damn.
In office when LeBron came in the league. Like, wow.
He's not just playing. He's going to be, if he God willing stays healthy the next 24 games, he might be in the top 5 in the MVP.
No, don't do that, Joe. They might bring up the. No.
It's changing, Kenneth. There's nothing you can do anymore now. There's nothing else you can do. You can sit there and you can.
Ways, like you did, he woke up and checked his mailbox on a Saturday.
It doesn't matter anymore. Trust me. Even if they say it, it's just people just doing what they're doing because they just want to do it. There's nothing you can say anymore. Especially if the Lakers win it. If the Lakers win a championship this year or next year, there's nothing else you can say. It's over. It's a done deal. There's no more. There's no business to even talk about it anymore.
Fit Luca, I know you're a regular troll who's been under here under many profiles, but Joe doesn't have to admit anything. So
I'll thank you, Joe. First of all, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it very clearly. The greatest basketball player I've ever seen, and I saw all these guys in their prime. Like I remember, like saw them. I didn't imagine it. Is Michael Jordan. However, LeBron James.
He's making that however.
LeBron James is probably, and I always like saying this, but I can't say the word because it's too harsh. But Sean, it's a female something hair away. You know what I'm talking about? Hair away from having might have the greatest sports career that I've ever seen. That's even more than Tom Brady. And I'll tell you why. The quarterback position is the most protected position in sports. You can play quarterback and have a long career now versus what it might have been back in the day. LeBron can't sit down on defense. He's got to play defense. He's got to play offense. He's got to control the ball. So that's why I put that above what Tom Brady did in his career. He is getting very close. If he wins another championship this year or next year, I don't think it's even an argument. He will have the most accomplished. Okay, I'm going to say this. The most accomplished sports career I've ever seen.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like the other night to give 17 rebounds, I was like, really? Like, I think we could have still won that game without 17 rebounds from LeBron. But the fact that he's doing that, I'm like, bro, like you could have got 10, maybe 8. Like it was still won the game, but 17? That's effort.
Well, and how many times do we need to keep talking about him being a top 5 player in the NBA? And like the man hasn't won an MVP since 2012. Like get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still down, the
MVP is a joke, anyways.
Well, not regardless of that fact, he's still referred to as one of the top 5 players.
Should have won the MVP 2 years ago.
Well, the MVP, the MVP started diluting that. It started turning into the Oscars where they were just giving it to the most popular player because they felt like giving them a Michael Jordan didn't win an MVP in 1993-97, which was just as a joke. I'm sorry. There's no better player in that year than Michael Jordan. And then you saw what happened with Shaq and Kobe. Both Shaq and Kobe have only one MVP. You freaking kidding me?
I just think at this point, like the fact that LeBron, I think at this point, one could argue it, but at his age, he's purely going off the pure.
I'll say that.
He won Finals MVP in 2015, even with loss.
I'll say this: it's the most impressive resume in NBA history. I mean, I thought I would never say that above Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but LeBron has the most impressive resume in NBA history. I'm sorry,
above
Kareem.
Russell.
Yes, I love you. I love you, Kareem. I'll always love you, but this man, LeBron James, has played 22 years, and his resume is just like stacked to the gills.
That's the individual, and I think because me individually, in my opinion, I still had MJ at number one because I feel like, in my opinion, seeing him, I was born in '89, and I actually saw him, and I just feel like what he did on the court, it was monumental. But like, I can honestly argue right now, if anybody has that chance, it's like what LeBron is doing right now is seeming like he's on the precedent to, like, now it was an argument at first and it was one-sided of the argument. Now it's like the middle is becoming so bigger now, if that makes sense. Because LeBron, and the way he's attacking them, you see the threes he was putting up, he's releasing them like with conviction. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy to see at 40 years old. Like, I was born '89, so for a youngster to see, if a 16-year-old is looking at LeBron right now and looking at him at 40, a 16-year-old me, I was not looking at Jordan that way. So I think that is the difference of when we talk about greatness. Like, but that's another whole different story for the different day, you know?
Absolutely. But still, great to have everyone here. It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. The Lakers do win 106-102. Game out, Magic Man, from second place in the Western Conference. Again, they play the Clippers on Sunday. Then after that, they're home against New Orleans, home against the Knicks. And then it's a rather tough road trip with Boston, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and Denver on the queue after that. I think if they go 3-1, if they go 2-1 before they head on out to Boston, I think that would be in their favor. Your thoughts? Do you think they can get the trifecta? Another win over the Clippers, and then New Orleans and New York before they head to see the Celtics? Magic Man?
I hope so, Joe. I think we're gonna have to do with that out Luka, because I would sit him Sunday night. But yeah, I think we can. The way the bench played tonight, Gerald, I feel fairly confident about Sunday. I really do, because I think they'll just come back with the same effort. I really do. That Jameson on the floor with Vando and Gabe, they're menaces. They're menaces out there. It's high energy. And it's not like discombobulated either. It like they're trying to play together as one. You can see it. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't, but they give their all. So I'm feeling pretty good about Sunday, actually. Fuck the Clippers.
Okay. Joe, I know that there's been talk about how well Trey Jameson has played in spurts. Again, the Lakers are 10-0 in games that he plays, which was pointed out here on Twitter. And then, of course, how Jordan Goodwin has played as well. I know that, again, I've said in the past, the Lakers, had they made the move right away, had only one move to make because they are about $800,000 under the second tax apron, I think. I had it earlier. I posted up earlier. So with that is the case, they still have time They can wait it out, Joe, until the last day of the regular season on these two-way guys to convert them to a regular contract to make them eligible for the playoffs. So they have that time for both Jameson and or Goodwin. Maybe by that time they'll have enough money underneath the cap to get both. We'll have to wait and see. But your thoughts? Jameson and Goodwin are making a play to become part of the Lakers roster going forward. It may not be so clear cut on who they can bring in, who they have to kick out. Because remember, they still have to waive 2 players in order to bring one or both of those guys on, Joe.
It's a good problem to have. I think the Lakers are likely going to keep Jordan. He's showing something here, and I'm very excited to see if this is going to be another gem that they found out of nowhere. Jamison needs a little bit more. I got to see a little bit more from him, but he's been pretty good. This was probably his best game as a Laker in my view. Tonight's game. It's a beautiful thing to see, man. It's a beautiful thing to see. There was a little bit of a lag there with some of these kind of lower end type role guys. Seems like maybe the Lakers are starting to get back into their groove and developing these guys that we weren't expecting much from. Guys like Rui, guys like Austin Reaves being hurt. This is where these guys come in handy, and they came in handy tonight. Very, very, very well. So I'm not too worried about how this play. I trust management. Crazy thing, crazy 180. I know. I trust management to make the right call here. A lot of it is because JJ Redick's going to know what he wants, and I truly believe that Luka and LeBron with JJ together, they're going to be able to sit down and really convey what exactly they need from here on out. That's important. That is important. I'm not saying they should make the acquisition, but if you are a CEO or a COO or CFO, whatever, if you're the top of the line decision maker in your business, it's only prudent that you ask your employees and your management below you, hey, what do you guys need? What do you think would work good with the development of whatever you're doing? And I'm excited even more that you have these guys developing the way they are, and then you're still going to have the opportunity to keep bringing somebody or somebody's during the summer. So what's this team going to look when you have these guys who aren't making a lot of money and not going to make a lot of money, but they're playing like they're getting paid a lot of money, at least for the next year or so. And then on top of that, you bring in even more talent, and you have a young team other than LeBron, whom then could actually preserve himself even more and give it a go. Give it a go for another year or so. It's very, very encouraging. It's very encouraging. Just still, I think, you know what it is? I don't think I'm shocked about the Luka thing. I just realized it. It's not Luka. I think the shock is where the Lakers are going now that I can't believe. We went in 10 months, we went from what the hell are you doing drafting a guy who doesn't belong in the NBA, from a summer we didn't get anything of substance, to hiring a rookie coach who had never literally coached anything in the NBA, to now it looks like the LA Dodgers of the NBA. It's nuts. Just it defied everything I know, honestly. I felt after that trade I knew nothing. And I still feel like I don't understand what's happening here. I don't know how this happened. LeBron is playing defense like he's 25. Luka's doing his thing, getting himself in. You got all these guys all of a sudden developing. My God. I don't know, man. I really don't know. But I'm sure damn glad it's happening.
Well, again, if you go by what Sport Track says is the second apron threshold, which is 188,931,000. The Lakers are at 188,037,000, so they are roughly 900,000 of the cap. Again, as each game goes by, the amount that you have to end up when you either convert or pay someone out on a contract for the rest of the season gets less and less and less. So that may free up options for the Lakers if they don't look for a buyout guy, because we're going to find out here in the next day if anybody's
okay. Well,
that
does make sense. Then why they're waiting so long? Because like if you have to waive Cam Reddish, you have to pay him all of it anyway. So you might as well keep him until the very last minute when you have to make a move.
Because,
like
for instance,
that.
Christian Wood, they've already had to choke on his entire $3 million salary. So,
right.
Yeah, at this point, that might be money management at its finest. Because again, they have less than $1 million to play with, according to what I'm seeing on the second tax apron. Kenneth, let's bring you back in here again. Truly appreciate all your thoughts, my friend. You just seem so happy right now with where the Lakers are at, and I'm happy for you, my friend.
I love everything that's coming with it. I only got one last remark, and that's just really just like I'm not even gonna lie, like because I've been riding with you this podcast for a while, and obviously since 2020, the championship. Of course, who you're a fan of, whether who you're ever a fan of the team you are, you want them to win. And I've been not seeing the Lakers win a championship since 2020. So I'll be honest, like this is the first time since the Luka trade, and just the feeling right now that as a Lakers fan, I'm not somebody's born in California or anything like that. Los Angeles, just been since a kid, a Kobe fan, a Laker fan. And for the first time in a while, it seems like just the lore of the Lakers, it feels like, in a sense, not comparatively so much exactly like the Magic or the Kobe Shaq 5 repeat era, or 5 championship era like that, but it feels like the Lakers are back, and it feels like teams are finally scared. They coming into Crypt and they come to Los Angeles. It feels like I'm like being a Laker fan right now for a while. I haven't felt like I got a little bit bravado in when I talk about the Lakers right now to my friends or my family. Like I got a little bit of cockiness back to myself now when I talk about the Lakers, like how it used to be. Like people feared the Lakers, and I feel like that's back. And to close that, I just feel like I can just say to chat, the last time that the Dodgers won the championship or the World Series, the Lakers won the championship as well, right? The Dodgers just won 2024, right? Lakers in 5.
There you go. Yeah, he's out. There you go. All right, that was Kenneth Stone. Great to have him here, part of what we're doing here at the Lakers Fast Break. And he's out. There you go. There you go. Mic drop. Done right there.
Kenneth, go.
Oh, let's go, Lakers. Let's go. We thought you did the mic drop and took off. So there you go. Lakers at 5 indeed. But it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Do want to make sure everybody knows that we'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. for the Lakerholics crew. They'll be here, 11 a.m. Jamie Sweet, Laker Tom, Michael Heinrich. I don't know if L Rob is going to be there or not. I haven't seen him confirm as of yet. But those 3 guys are going to be there to talk about the Lakers. But Joe, another satisfying victory. This one kind of unexpected for me because, again, back-to-back for the Lakers with the injuries going into it. And Austin leaving in that first quarter. That's of concern. Rui is going to be out at least another week to evaluate to see how it's going with that tendonitis in the knee. We get an MRI for Austin tomorrow. Starting to stack up, my friend. Starting to stack up with the Owies before we finish off this homestand, Joe.
Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about not winning every game from now on. Even if we know they're going to lose a game here and there, but no, I think these guys are pretty dialed in. So I'm going to go ahead and go into every game thinking, okay, if a couple things go our way, we can win a game. Right now, they're on pace to win 52 games. I'm confident that if they do win 52 games, they're going to get us at least a 3 out of this.
Let me ask you this: what if they get to number 2? What do you think is the number that you're seeing would have to be for the number 2 slot?
55.
55. Okay.
Maybe 54, but 55 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just asking because right now they're a game out of a second place, and remember they still have to one more of those makeup games to go, so they're actually behind on games from the teams above them. So,
Well, the way they
same amount of
placed
losses.
the way they placed that that San Antonio game is there's a big gap. There's a big gap that they were able to fit it in that won't necessarily be something where it was a back-to-back.
Well, personally, Gerald, it's a really weird. What's the word I'm looking for? Outlier in the schedule, in that the Lakers play Denver and Milwaukee back to back, twice.
We ain't scared of them.
We ain't scared. I'm just saying that's a weird schedule. How you're playing a back to back in Milwaukee and then in Denver.
Yeah, that's a hard one, man. That's really hard.
And
That's gonna be hard.
LeBron.
Yeah.
That's why you got to pick up those victories now.
30-piece nugget each. 30
History says they're going to lose. Yeah, history says they're likely going to lose a game in Denver. I would say let's try and see if they can beat Milwaukee, and then if you can play in a good game against Denver on the second one. Although if you came to me and asked me and said, "Okay, Joe, which one would you rather win?" Of course, Denver. It's in conference game. That's more.
But let's say they win against Giannis. Do you sit LeBron and Luka down for Denver?
No.
I'd rather win against the Denver.
No. Luka cannot sit.
I would do the opposite, Gerald. I would sit them against an Eastern Conference team and play against the West.
I don't think you need to sit anybody, guys. This is
no. But if you're going to make that decision, Joe, you'd rather sit them against the East than the West because.
All right, do this. I have a retort to that. Go ahead and sit him for the Brooklyn game. I'm talking about LeBron. Luka doesn't need to sit. He sat for 2 months. He's fine. You play Boston. You play Boston May 8th. Then a couple days later, you play Brooklyn. If you want to sit LeBron for Brooklyn, I feel comfortable that Luka and the gang will win that game without LeBron. Then LeBron has 5 days in between that game, the Boston game, and Milwaukee. That would be the best way to approach that.
I'd love to see Joe just walk up to Luka's trainers and say, Hey.
He's had 2 months off already. He's fine, all right? Enough of this shit. Enough of this shit. That's Joe.
Go ahead, Kenneth.
Go ahead, Kenneth. The man just do the Shannon Sharp thing when he's talking about the OKC, KFC, UFC, Lakers and 5. It's just that just took off. I don't know if they're ready.
No, you got to talk through your nose.
Well, they're doing it in the chat now, Joe.
Come on, Stephen A. Barbecue chicken, KFC chicken.
Man, come on, Joe. You know you laughed at that. Come on, man.
I look at Shannon Sharp much like I look at Charles Barkley. There is a clock. It's an old cliche. But I always like to use it. There's a clock, a broken clock that's right at least twice a day. So it's the same thing with Charles and Shannon Sharp. They're funny 2 times a day in comparison to the clock. After that, they're an unmitigated disaster to me.
Hey.
It's just not my kind of.
How far do the Lakers want to go? Because as far as establishing what home court advantage in the playoffs, how much do we win versus sitting back players? I hate to say it, but as far as like sitting back players to really stay healthy and to be prepared for the playoffs, because I've been on this podcast. We've been fighting from the play-in. Now we're all up at the top, and it's just like at this point. I would love to keep winning. It's just, that's going to take a toll as well,
Not really. I don't believe that is true. The only guy that's got my ridiculous mileage is LeBron.
LeBron James, yeah.
So these guys are young. They can play another 24 games like this. They'll be fine. Get the 2nd or 3rd seed. Guarantee yourself to avoid Oklahoma City until the Western Conference Finals. And with some luck, maybe Denver will get number 4, and you can avoid one of those two depending on how that plays out. Because I do believe there won't be an upset in this playoff. It's going to be it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 playing each other in the second round.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting because, again, if the Lakers, let's just say the Lakers get up to second, right now you're looking at somewhere, could it be the Clippers, Golden State, Dallas, or Minnesota, most likely playing it out in the play-in, Magic Man. So it'll be interesting.
Bring on the Warriors, Gerald. Let's dust them off one more time.
Warriors.
This version with Luka and LeBron.
Lakers.
They're playing with a lot of confidence right now, Magic Man, now that they got Jimmy Butler.
I know, but you know what, Gerald? It just seems that every time the Lakers run into Golden State in the playoffs, they end up going to the Western Conference or the finals. So,
okay, Curry better not be hitting for 56 again, like he did last night.
Well, so Gerald, you would be, so they would put a scare into you, is what you're saying.
Well, remember the Lakers' defense right now is giving up a lot of threes. That's the key to partially the key to their success, is that they're giving up a lot of threes. They're leaving.
Would you be comfortable? Would you be comfortable double teaming Steph Curry and giving Jimmy Butler those open threes?
Butler has not been the playoff. How should I say playoff?
Jimmy.
Playoff Jimmy that he has been in recent years. I'm assuming that's why Golden State is, and Legend will tell you, they're banking on him returning to form. And if that's the case, we'll find out. But yeah, again, there's size issues, just like the Lakers have size issues. So I think that we match up very well against them. It's just do not let Curry go off, because if Curry goes off on any team, it's always a problem. So. Yeah, I mean, if Curry's feeling it,
fair enough. But that would be a 7-game series. We wouldn't be worrying about them as a playing.
Well, if we got it at home for the 7th game, that obviously makes it much easier if that's the case. But it could be Minnesota, it could be the Clippers, and they're 6 through 9. They're essentially tied right now, Magic Man. As Legend said, he thanked us for knocking the Clippers down into that group right now, because that group is all together right now, separated by a half a game between 4 teams.
Don't count out Houston, Gerald.
Dallas could be Dallas.
They might be on that slip and slide down there too.
Houston's still playing well enough.
Things are getting interesting, though, guys. Things are getting interesting when you're looking at the standings. So look at this. Check this out real quick. I'm sorry. Did you want to say something?
No, you go ahead. The play-in is just thank God we're not in.
Well, understand the play-in is the play-in, but there's still going to be 2 teams that come out of that, no matter who's in there, right? Right now, it's starting to get they're starting to get separation between the 10 and the 11. Right now, 4 games separate Sacramento and Phoenix doesn't look like they're going to get any better. If Sacramento stays the same and Phoenix stay the same, they're done. Making up 4 games when you kind of suck and the other team isn't really sucking that much, but it's okay, you're probably not going to go up to that 10th spot at this point. So right now, it's pretty safe to say, unless there's a drastic injury or something like that, you're looking at the Kings, the Timberwolves, Dallas, and Golden State, with the Clippers possibly going through those 4 teams in the play-in, because right now, with the Clippers losing, they're all pretty much 16 and a half, and 17 and a half games off of the 1 seed. So this is
basically American Gladiators Gauntlet version for the Western Conference.
It is. So now let's try to do let's do a solid for Mr. Adam Silver. Who does he want to make the playoffs?
Golden State.
He wants Golden State. He wants Dallas. Why Dallas and why Golden State? Because if there's a chance to where you can get a first-round matchup of Golden State Lakers or Dallas Lakers, he'll take it. Because whatever happens in the second round in Western Conference Finals is going to be fine. Because if the Lakers are playing the Denver Nuggets, great. They're playing Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals, great. Those are all meaty, exciting series that people are going to pay attention to, so that a bunch of jerk-offs can come on here and yap about how AD should be a Laker still. Things
right,
like
but
that.
that's so unfortunate though. If the Golden State or Dallas makes it to the playoffs, that they have to somehow run into the Lakers before anybody else being eliminated before they get to us. Like they just have to run into us. That would be so coincidental. Lakers.
So here's where the chances of that happening are good if they get the 2 seed. If they get the 2 seed, I would feel pretty confident that they're going to face either Dallas or Golden State, because I still think that I'm predicting that it's going to be Golden State and Dallas that finish off those last 2 seeds, but flipping it around with LA, depending on how all that works too. And that's another thing. What if LA plays LA? That's something I actually wouldn't mind happening, because now you're not traveling. That would be good. If let's say if the Clippers end up staying where they're at in the 7, Lakers get the 2. Now they're playing LA and they don't have to travel. Yeah, they got to move. They got to take a 30-minute, 35-minute bus ride to Intuit, but that's a hell of a lot better than flying to Memphis back and forth. So yeah, it's already starting to get interesting. You have 24 more games left for the Lakers. The Lakers have to go 13-11 to win 50 games now. How about that? They have to almost right? Now, if they win on Sunday, they just have to play 500 ball to be at 50 wins.
I thought at best this year we'd get like 45.
I predicted 44 wins.
So now you're talking a 50 burger?
But no one in a billion. God, I told you this before. God didn't even know this trade was going to happen. So it's not. This is everything we said doesn't matter. It's over. Nothing like this. I don't think anything like this is ever going to happen again in our lifetime.
Oh, I'm waiting for that network rant, Gerald from Joe. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
You and Albert Finney. Yep, take it as Albert Finney indeed. But it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. 111 people watching. Truly appreciate
You will atone.
I want you to get up. I want you to go outside.
106 to 102.
No one knows what you're saying.
Classic performance, though, Magic Man. Absolutely. 106 to 102. Truly appreciate you joining us. YYC said he predicted 44 wins and the 11th seed. Yes, I predicted the 9th seed and 43 wins. Was it 43 or 44? I think it was 43. But Joe predicted 44 wins in the 11th seed, and I predicted the 9th seed. So most of in fact, you know what? Again, all of our panelists, Kenneth remembers. So I think I reached out to Kenneth on it too. As far as the beginning of the season,
Our predictions went from panelists to penalists.
Yeah, because nobody, not even Laker Tom, picked the Lakers above 6th place in the Western.
Yeah, but Tom picked them 6 and win a championship.
Yeah, that was the.
There's nothing worse than that. At least mine was based off of what was going on. He's like, oh, the Lakers are going to just squeak into the playoffs as an 8th seed, but they'll win it all.
And Tom can't use the purple haze excuse either, because Gerald has it all in the record.
Yeah, but he feels vindicated, Magic Man. If you heard the other day, didn't you report the other day that Laker Tom said Jeannie, Rob, and somehow magically him is vindicated, although he conveniently forgets when Anthony Davis was traded, he was what, Magic Man, did I say? 29.8% from 3?
Yes. And
Seemingly
Tom wanted him to
forgetting
shoot
about that.
6 threes a year, a game, for the year.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened now?
Gerald, let Tom have this one.
All right, I'll let Tom have it. Well, I haven't talked to Tom yet, so I will
let Tom have it. Let him have this one.
Such a Tom, Laker Tom.
Look, Gerald, his 49ers sucked this year. Let him down horribly. He had to watch Joe's Dodgers beat the Yankees. Let him have this one. He doesn't have a lot, He's got the grandkids. That gives him joy. Terry gives him joy. The dog, somewhat. But the Lakers are giving him joy.
But hey, Sean, Nestor Cortez said the Yankees were a better team, so at least Tom has that.
Joe, don't make this about you. This is about Tom.
I'm talking about Nestor Cortez. I'm not talking about me.
Who gives a fuck about Nestor?
What the hell does this have to do with me? You guys always turn shit on me when I'm talking about other people.
You always make it about you.
How did I just make it about me? I said Nestor Cortez and Uncle Tom. I'm sorry. I mean Laker Tom.
Yeah, that was a Freudian slip, ladies and gentlemen. It happens in the business.
Freudian slips don't happen that slow. Come on, man.
Anyways,
seeing as how you are slow.
But I have two Uncle Toms. Like in my their name is Tom. Both sides on my parents' side.
Kenneth, before we head on out, let's finish this conversation off by talking about the guy.
Uncle Toms.
Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah.
I don't have any Dick or Harrys in my family.
Man, you guys just gonna get me kicked off the air. Kenneth, let's get it back to you so you get this conversation rolling again on JJ Redick. Somebody who we don't talk about enough. You know what? Rookie year, ups and downs to start off the season, but once he's the calendar turned to 2025, he's been able to provide the Lakers with a better game plan on the defensive side of the ball. How much credit do you think he deserves for getting the Lakers where they're at right now?
None of it.
To answer the question simply, I would say 1 out of 10 or 100%, I would give it just probably 70 to maybe 80. I just think, in my opinion, obviously the mind the game. I think whether we look at LeBron and the state of his career right now, his age, wanting to be on mental sync with the coach, and comparatively who he's had, obviously come from Darvin Ham. I mean, my goodness. It's just at this point, JJ, I just in my world, I've always been a fan of JJ Cinto as a player, being on First Take, going into the media, and it's crazy because I'm just like, wow, I've been a fan of him as a player, as an intellect in the media, and now it's like once he left First Take, now it's like I still get a double dose of him because he's the Lakers head coach now, our head coach, and I'm just like simply fascinated with just how he approaches it every game, his enthusiasm, what he puts into it, whether it's fake or real, we don't know, but it's just like he seems really drilled in, and he really wants this group to really be the best they can be and just like really dominate, and really it's just really amazing to hear and see, and just like after every game I listen. More than players, I go to JJ Redick just to see what he says after every game, and I'm just like, man, like he's really dialed into the Lakers, and it's just like so. Like I'm with. I wouldn't be surprised if JJ Redick didn't win Coach of the Year this year.
Let me ask you this, Magic Man. I think Kenneth brought up some good points as well. JJ,
but everything, he's really serious.
He's pushing a lot of right buttons right now, and really he deserves a lot of flowers in doing so. Magic Man, I know that Joe never
you guys really love giving flowers, don't you?
Shut up, Joe. Magic Man.
Joe, man.
Joe never likes to give the assistant coaches any credit at all.
Nope.
In fact, Joe would have Darvin Ham back. I know.
How much credit do you give guys like Nate McMillan and Scotty Brooks as far as how they're assisting JJ in his first year as a head coach?
Less than zero.
A lot.
Okay.
Darvin Ham had this same roster in his first year with assistants who had experience, and the results are what they are, Gerald. Essentially, you were bobbing up and down in the water at 500. JJ Redick brings in Scotty Brooks, Nate McMillan, had successful NBA coaching careers. Gerald, I don't believe Nate McMillan won an NBA Coach of the Year. I could be wrong. I don't think so, but I know Scotty Brooks did. So you do have decorated assistants with you, especially Nate. Like Nate played a defensive brand of basketball in the 90s that actually you could play today. Essentially, a lot of the Western Conference teams that he was on played like different styles. So he comes from a very versatile background as far as defensive scheming. Brooks, a little more cut and dry with him. It's more simplified. Nate takes care of the more complex stuff. But the fact of the matter is, Gerald, this has freed up JJ Redick to actually like work out individually, like with Dalton Connect shooting or with Luka and LeBron in film sessions, and letting Nate and Scott do a lot of the, like analysis and the scout work rather than him. It frees you up time, Gerald. It's like time management is so important for a coach, right? I think that's the worst part about their job is there's not enough time in the day to get everything you want done. So, but I mean, he's doing great, and I give a lot of credit to Scotty Brooks and Nate McMillan.
And Kurt is right. You also got to give credit to Greg St. Jean, who works on the offense with JJ as well as one of the assistant coaches. Joe, since you're not willing to give any credit to the assistant coaches, what do you give for the head coach as far as helping us get to a place where we're within reach of the second seed in the Western Conference?
I don't give him credit. I'll give him cash.
Okay.
It was cold. But
How about Venmo?
That is
Would you
cash.
Venmo him right now? Yeah? Okay.
No, I'm a Zelle guy.
Okay.
Venmo, you got to give them through the app. Then when you transfer it takes a day. Zelle is immediate.
I agree with you. I've used both. I like Zello. All right.
Yeah,
I can be.
yeah.
All right.
So let me ask you guys this question.
Mm-hmm.
Since you guys are spanking it to assistants.
Oh, by the way, Henry
Let me ask you
tell
a
him
question.
$100.
You talked. Now it's my turn. Now
Let
it's
me
about
ask
me.
you a
Now it's
question.
about me. Now it's about me. Okay? Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If Nate McMillan was in Boston and Scotty was in Orlando, what would the record be for the Lakers tonight?
the same.
Exactly.
I don't answer.
Thank you.
I don't answer hypothetical questions.
Don't give me that hypothetical bullshit. Hypothetical. You know damn well it's the truth.
No, I do not know it's the truth.
What? Okay. What did Nate McMillan and Scotty Brooks do so well and help so well that anyone else couldn't have done? Go ahead. Tell me.
We don't have enough time. We're an
You
hour
don't have
and
enough time
42
because there
minutes.
is no time.
There's an hour and 42 minutes into this. You want me to get
It's
into
Friday night.
You want me to get into the minutia of the Lakers defense?
I don't want your minutia.
At 2:30 in the morning, you righteous asshole.
Hey, it's 11:23 here, man. I'm fresh.
Well, come on, they're doing something.
You're drunk.
Passing the ball to
You're
each other.
drunk.
Takes a lot more than a couple of glasses.
They're gonna get a ring.
You're drunk. You got that glazed look over your eye like you've had about 8 drinks in about an hour.
Do I
and
look
a half.
like a guy that gets drunk?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, there is actual video evidence to support that, Joe.
You do look like a man who gets inebriated.
Kenneth even knows the day that episode that you got totally blitzed, and I remember you going off the air. You said, "Hey Gerald, I think I'm effed up."
Joe, am I holding up fingers? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a finger test. He's all right. He's drunk, but he's all right.
That's the old jersey, by the way, man. I just want to say that boy's sick.
Joe, information on that on the jersey. I mean, you already gave out to Young Advocate.
I haven't seen it yet with my own eyes. I still got mine on order, but like I'm getting the 70.
Well, this was made. I made this.
You got the Mama edition?
Yeah, I got
go off.
Yeah, I took the Biblical garbage off, put my own logo. This is supposed to be Nike, but I put the Kobe logo on it, and then I put a bigger 44 on here because the Lakers, for some reason, have it like this. The font is -3 for some weird reason on that one.
Okay. Any information?
I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll show you what the jersey looks like. Hold on.
Okay. All
Hold
right. I was just asking to see if you could give us information on how, if somebody's interested, they can get their own Lakers Sin Blades, Joe Soro, Mamba 44.
Hey, Gerald,
77.
I didn't know our jerseys on here. I would have rocked the jersey, man.
Yeah, you and I both. But Joe does what he wants. He's been waiting for it to show it all week. But here you go.
So this is the front, and then this is the back.
Yeah, you can see they got the snake skin.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the real.
Now this is my. In a lot of ways, this is a prototype. It's more wide. The Nike. Well, it's not necessarily Nike, but the one that they kind of was similar to the Nike one is more. It's a dry fit. It's a Nike, but it's more wide. See, I prefer the champion ones from back in the day. So I wanted to see what this looked
you
like.
need this. You need this in a jersey. You need this.
You've got it. You've got it. You got it. This will fit you guys well. You guys that are a little more stocky instead of lengthy. See, I have a long torso, even though I'm still wide, but my torso is long. This one kind of sits kind of wide. I like it more sleek on the bottom.
Pause, man. Pause.
Young, again, anybody's interested, young or whatnot, just email me at LakersFastBreak.
Also, you guys got to understand, too.
I'll forward it over to Joe. I'll forward them all to Joe.
Yeah, I can't sell these. I'd get destroyed. I'd get sued. These have to be directly connected to you. My people will directly connect it to you. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
if you reach out to me at LakersFastBreak@yahoo.com, I'll forward it over to Joe, and he'll get in contact with you and work it all out. So.
Please, I need that. I need that ASAP.
Yeah, just reach out to me, LakersFastBreak@yahoo.com. I'll make sure Joe gets it, and he will reach out to you and work out all the particulars. So.
Gerald?
Dante, yes, go ahead.
We were like minds. I was thinking of Dante too. I was about to answer this question. No. The answer is no. You don't rush Austin Reaves back.
We thought they were going to split anyways against the Clippers 1-1. So they've already are one up on it, and if they win Sunday, it's gravy on top of it. Mm-hmm. So but with the games that are heading out on the East Coast,
I thought they were going to lose this one. G.
Yeah, that's what I thought we were going to lose. That's what I'm saying.
I'm greedy now.
Yeah,
you got a day off. You got a day off. You got to win Sunday now.
Well, we'll find out on the MRI, Joe. He's getting one tomorrow, or at least Saturday.
Hey, we know one thing, Gerald. James going to the strip club tonight and Saturday night, so we're going to be good for Sunday.
Hey, what do you think? What do you think his beard smells like? I'm going to say beer nuts and stale like ring around the wood table at the bar.
Don't smell like winning. I know that.
It
smells
like a combination. It smells like a combination.
It smells like Craven Team. That's what it smells like.
It was like Ovaltine and
it was like Brooklyn
and fresh strawberries.
And I do enjoy them myself. And Harden looks like he's a lemon pepper wings kind of guy. So I imagine there's oh yeah. Kenneth, you're reading my mind, brother. You're reading my mind. There's only one flavor of wings.
His beard smells like that styrofoam Big Mac holder back in the 90s. Remember that smell?
And burnt hair.
And Indian food.
Still hurts though we don't have Zubac, who is 27-16 tonight for the Clippers. Just think, Joe.
You gotta let that go, man.
Gerald, you gotta let that go.
Mike Muscala. That's all I'll say.
Gerald, this is a pimple that you cannot pop.
Well, the problem is, Magic Man, we always talk about, well, we need a big guy who can rebound, who can also catch the lob. Huh. Wonder who we have that fills that description.
He's not really a lob guy, though.
He gets lobs from Harden all the time.
He can play above the rim, Joe.
How do you think he got an extension just to
I'd rather have him, at this point, I'd rather have someone a little bit more athletic than Zubac.
We'll get Jerry Jackson Jr.
What if we get what if we get him? Now what?
Memphis don't want him.
Do they have $60 million to give him?
Well, they're going to try and sign him
because he might win Defensive Player of the Year now with Wembanyama being out.
But they traded Smart so they could free up cash for him and Aldama, to sign them in the offseason. So we'll see how that works out. But once again, it is the Lakers 106-102. Remember, the Lakerholics are coming up here about 12 hours from now at 11 a.m. Pacific time. They'll be here to talk the Lakers. So looking forward to that. And again, support them at Lakerholics.com. Magic Man, I'm going to go around the horn. We'll start with you first, my friend. Again, our playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break live coverage was headed up by you today. Truly appreciate you doing so. Any last thoughts on a good victory for the Lakers? They got the job done, little short-handed. But yes, the Battle of LA still goes to the Lakers, Magic Man.
Absolutely, Gerald. Depth in the NBA is a lot like being lost in the woods alone, Gerald. Okay. You better have a gun, because it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And that's depth in today's NBA.
Young, it's my channel. I can keep on talking about Zubats all I want. So it's my channel. I run it. Kenneth,
stop talking about it.
Ivica Zubats, I just did. What are you going to do about it?
Just stop.
Ivica Zubats, what are you going to do about it?
When you're sleeping, you'll find out.
Oh, I'll be sleeping like a baby because there's no way you're going to get in.
You'll be sleeping like a corpse in a minute.
Okay. I'll count the seconds. So while I count the seconds before supposedly Joe's going to make me a corpse, driving 350 miles in less than a minute.
It's a municipal airport here. And I know a couple pilots.
Okay. Even though it's a 45-minute flight at the fastest to get there, because I've done it. Well, that was Southwest, so it might actually be faster. But it was 45 minutes, but that's pretty fast. Kenneth, any last thoughts on a big victory by the Lakers before we head on out?
Man, love you guys, man, being a part of this. You guys will see me down in the comments again here shortly, but just the Lakers on a roll. The Lakers are dangerous. Luka ain't got started up yet. Luka, he ain't got warmed up yet. And it's just crazy that the Clippers really thought they could have traded for Ben Simmons and he thought it made a difference. That's crazy.
Always a pleasure to have you here. You're always welcome back anytime. Just give me the heads up, my friend, and you are always welcome back on the show to keep us in line. A Joe Sorrell convert. It is, of course, Kenneth Stone. I remember the first time you came on, you two went at it. Clash right there.
Yes. Joe was just killing LeBron. Now what, man?
Now they're really tight, and that's good to see. But Joe,
LeBron every night. Yeah.
Second place in the Western Conference, instant reach, could happen as early as Sunday if the Lakers win. Any thoughts before we head on out?
Me?
Yes, you. And I'm still waiting. The minute is up. By the way, my
birthday's in 27 minutes.
Yes. All right. On behalf of everyone out there.
No. It's not my birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. And Luka, happy birthday. And Luka, happy birthday to you. Yes, Johnny, his birthday is tomorrow. He turns 98.
Happy 52nd birthday, Joe.
Yes.
Minus 5.
Happy 52nd birthday, Joe.
Great.
Thank you.
Magic Man, he's going to be 47. He matches his IQ. Happy birthday to you. Any last thoughts, birthday boy, before we head out?
My last thought is I don't have any.
Same old.
You got some.
I'm happy to be here.
We need to get Joe drunk more often. He finishes off that bottle quicker than thoughts in his brain.
Come on, it's rum. Rum
by
is
the way,
Joe,
Henry is still waiting for you to zell him $100.
Yeah, you said you would give him $100.
For what?
I don't know for what, but you said
Henry, what's that $100?
$100.
Because you were talking about Zell. And
you were talking about Zell. You said you give him $100.
For what?
Yeah,
I don't know. You said that.
When?
You said it.
When?
You're the one who said it.
Why would I sell him $100?
I don't know, but you said you would.
When?
You said it.
Who, you think I'm stupid?
No, but you said what you said. You said you'd give him $100.
No, I never said that.
You did say that.
There's no reason to give him $100 for what?
Yeah, but you said you would.
For what?
I keep saying I don't know for what.
You've been bamboozled.
No, you have.
You said it was funny.
You said you'd give him $100.
You said I was funny.
No, you said you'd give him $100.
No, I don't know what it was for. I need to know what it was for. I have no idea why I would say that.
I have no idea what it was for either, but you said you'd do it.
Remind me, Henry. Why would I send you $100?
What he says? Yeah, you said you'd give me 100 too.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was.
Yeah. All right, and on that note,
they're just fucking with me, man. That's not this bullshit.
Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
I hope you have an awesome day. Are you still heading on the road tomorrow? Did you say?
No, it's next Thursday.
Okay.
I delayed it. I delayed it for Empire Jeff so we could possibly meet up. He's still 50-50 right now, but for sure I will be in Camelback, Arizona on Thursday through the weekend.
Juan, if you're watching, because you asked
Juan, I will connect with Juan.
Okay, because
I will connect with Juan. Okay. Yeah, I will connect with Juan.
All right. Just to keep us in the loop on what's going on, and we still got to go ahead and work on your channel.
Yeah, when I get back, we'll have everything. We'll have everything rocking and rolling.
All right. No Kawhi on Sunday. We'll see if that's the case. You look
really?
good tonight. I don't know. Has he been reported out? Because it's not back to back.
I don't want him out. I want him to keep playing because missing shots was good for us tonight.
Yeah. All right. But on that note, it is, of course, the Lakers fast break. The Lakers win 106-102. They're 37-21 on the season. They're just a game out of second place in the Western Conference. I know the Lakerholics will be excited. They'll be happy. And you'll get to hear them tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So be a part of that. And then we'll be back on Sunday. We're going to go ahead and take Joe's birthday off, the rest of Joe's birthday off, if you allow us to. And go ahead and come back on Sunday night. Magic Man, myself, maybe Joe as well, will be here for playback. Playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break for the Lakers and the Los Angeles Clippers. Again, from the Crypt. Join us for that. And then the best post game that's out there. There's no better place to go. Why would you go anywhere else? The haters, the lovers, the fans, the audience. Best place to go. Right here. To the Lakers Fast Break. And the Lakers Fast Break podcast.
Thank you, everyone, for the happy birthday wishes.
Happy birthday to you.
Why are you
smirking?
And Luca. Why are you smirking, Sean?
And Luca as well.